Welcome back to another video with your boy. So check this out. I got a good one. So I filmed a video earlier and it was crazy because the video I filmed earlier, originally I had an idea in mind of what I wanted to speak about, but it's like something else just took over, and something I addressed in that video specifically, I'm going to address specifically in this video. So as you guys can see by the title, Miss Kamala Harris. I don't like Miss Kamala Harris. I don't know too much about her politics. I'm not saying I don't like her because of this law or her opinion on this. I don't know too much about that. I don't really get too much caught up in politics. But this is what I don't like is the fact that you have a woman that's not African American portraying that she's African American. So you had a lot of people that was butthurt about what Donald Trump said to her, and he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that you were black." And you had people that was in an uproar, but she's not. So he was being funny when he said that. I didn't know that you was black, because you addressing this and you using that as a ploy to be able to garnish a certain type of attention. You see what I'm saying? I didn't know. That's what Trump was saying. So check this out, right? Kamala Harris is supposed to be the first female president. One, obviously. Two, the first black female president, right? That's the narrative that they're pushing. But I've heard from several people, even Donald Trump, Charleston White, Judge Joe Brown, several, she is not black. Show me where she's black at. Neither one of her parents are black. So just because your skin color looks a certain way, that does not automatically make you black by default, right? So, and I'm not trying to make this too much of a race thing, but the thing is, you have a woman that's portraying to be an African American woman, and you're trying to portray something, and you're using it for your benefit, for you to gain and profit off of it. And I'm not okay with that, considering what black women went through in America. And for you to come in and to be false claiming being a black woman, I don't think that should be tolerated or accepted. You know what I mean? We get mad at we'll press a person who how am I trying to put this? We'll press a person who is trying to emulate gangsterism, right? And they're not like that, but they're rapping it through their lyrics. So we will attack those people, right? Shame them. Why aren't we doing the same thing to Kamala Harris, a woman who's pretending to be black? If you ask me, this one is worse than that one. And this is a person who's supposed to be potentially leading America. You see what I'm saying? So my thing is this, right? I've addressed this several times. I did it in my most recent video, and I did it in my video in the past. And I was talking about one of the elections I had kind of watched some of. I didn't really watch it, but I got whiff of it on YouTube one day, and it hurt me. It angered. I ain't gonna say hurt. It angered me to my core. All right. So you mean to tell me this is supposed to be history? First female president if she's elected, and the first female president being a black woman, right? We've had several male presidents before Barack came. He just so happened to be the first black. It was monumental, right? So we've never had a woman as a president. And for it to potentially be the first black woman, you don't get credit for that because you're not black. You can get credit for being the first woman to be elected as president, but not the first black person. Like I was looking at an interview so I guess somebody said that she cleans her greens out in a tub. My grandma was from the old school. I'm talking about old school. I've never in my life seen my grandmother cleaning out her greens in no tub. Never. I never seen that at all. And if she was really black, she would have never seen that. You see what I'm saying? So, but we're going to get back to what I just kind of got off topic a little bit. And I do that, man. When I get to speaking sometimes, I just get the rocking and rolling. But we're going to get back on topic, and we're going to talk about the election situation with Megan Thee Stallion. So we have millions of people around the world tuning into this because we're trying to see who's going to be leading America for the next 4 years. So you got millions of people tuning in to watch this, right? And one thing that they can take from that is a black woman on there on the stage. Megan Stallion, that's what I'm talking about, not Kamala Harris. A black woman on the stage shaking her ass. It's a time and it's a place for that. That's not that. If she was really a black woman, she's supposed to say, even if her team said, hey, I think that this, she's supposed to say, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I have no problem with that, but I'm not mixing that with this. I'm not mixing that with this. I'm gonna let that stay over there. And I don't have no problem with that, but I'm gonna leave that over here. And I'm gonna put this into this. I wanna be took serious as a female president. If I'm, her. You bring on this, that's a circus. That's a circus show. Like, that's a circus show. So we got millions of people around the world. You can get on YouTube, you can get on Instagram, you can get on Facebook, you can get on Twitter, you can get on TikTok. If you got Patreon, you can get on Patreon, and you can see black women shaking their ass not half of the time, right? You can see that. It's easy access, right? So you mean tell me, if that's what's being seen, and you bring this to this spotlight, how can we think different about something? Or how could we be took serious as a people with things like that going on, right? When you look at women, to be a black woman, when you look at, I was telling somebody this, when you look at, we're gonna use Harriet Tubman for an example, right? And I used this analogy in my last video too. We're gonna use Harriet Tubman as an analogy, right? Look at Harriet Tubman. She escaped, right? She escaped and got away. Now she could have said, hey, man, you know what? Y'all on y'all own with that. I'm not no revolutionary. I'm about me. I'm focused on me. But guess what? She didn't. She goes back and risks her freedom to help some more slaves get to freedom, right? Look at what she had to endure. Look at what Miss Rosa Parks had to endure. Look at what black people back in the 60s had to endure being hit with high pressure water hoses. So a person that's not African American doesn't have no right to come out and say that they are, especially when it's only done for a gain, a personal gain. Let me ask y'all this, right? So she's on all this, okay, I'm down stuff she bringing Megan Thee Stallion over, right? It's all propaganda, right? So what's gonna happen when she get elected? Is she still gonna be on that type of time? Those of you who are on government assistance, is she gonna add more, or is she gonna try to remove? I'm just asking questions, because most of you people, that sounded wrong. Most people, not just black, white, whatever, everybody who voting, right? Most people, especially women, are voting just for the sake of it being a woman. They're not sure if this woman can actually lead the country. Based off what I've seen from some of her interviews, she makes absolutely damn near no sense in what she be saying half of the time. So you take a woman like that, do you really believe that she can lead a country? Right? But just because she's a woman, she automatically is elected because of that. And then she got the black woman stamp on her, and then she bringing out a rapper to come shake her ass on stage. Now that's the stamp of approval from black people. Then she going on there saying she didn't clean collard greens before, but she cleaned them in the tub. So all black people here is collard greens. So that's a check off, right? So that's all she's doing, is appealing to the lack of education our people have, the lack of understanding that our people have. If we get if we get out of that mind state of saying, okay, you know what, it's the white man's fault for every problem I have in my life. White man that did his damage, slavery, segregation, right? So why are we still using the white man as an excuse? Just like white people, just like black people fall victim to the system, white people fall victim to the system. Just like black people fall victim to the system, Mexican people fall victim to the system. Just like black people fall victim to the system, Asians and Hawaiians and whatever other races there are, they fall victim to the system. So why is it that we're the only person that's saying it's the white man? when we got every opportunity to change. We got every opportunity that our people did not have in the past. And we got all the resources to change whatever our current situation is, right? But we're too lazy to do that because we're still waiting on reparations. We still want handouts. We want stimulus check coming. We won't pay, but we don't want to put no blood, sweat, and tears into it. Because the blood, sweat, and tears that was put into America, all this is what we have now, opportunity, that was our ancestors who paved their way for us, for what they had to endure. They went through that for us to have these opportunities. You couldn't, back at that time, you couldn't work a job and be making damn near the same amount of money as a white person. There's no way. You see what I'm saying? We have opportunities to do that. We have opportunities to be in the same classroom, getting the same higher education that white people are getting now. So it's no excuse of to why we can't. Because look, back then, it was what they went through. They didn't make up no excuses. They figured it out. Harriet Tubman figured it out. Martin Luther King figured it out. Malcolm X figured it out. Rosa Parks figured it out. She might have did that on a just kind of a whim, but she took a stand and she figured it out. I'm not making up no more excuses. I'm staying right here. The color of my skin shouldn't make me have to go back there. I'm a nice person. I'm a good person. Why am I being treated as if I'm less than? You see what I'm saying? So for Kamala Harris to come out and claim to be black, she's spitting in every black person in America's face, claiming that. You're not. Be who you are and be genuine. And if you're going to get something, get it from being who you genuinely are. Don't get it from trying to be a copycat version and portray something that you're not. I have a problem with it. Big problem with it. And just making that video and talking about that made me just say, I had to come and briefly touch on this, man. And I know you're going to have some people who are not going to understand this message. They're going to look past everything I said. And just because I was saying things about Kamala Harris, that's all they're going to focus on. They're not focusing on nothing. They can't come to me and say, hey, Rob, this is why we're electing her, because she's going to do this, she's going to do that. And if they do, they just went and found an interview or found some clips of her saying this and wrote that down and come back and say, okay, did what she said. Did she, show me. What actions do she have? Did anybody ask her, okay, so how are you going to take the steps to do that? You're only electing her or voting for her because she's a woman and she's supposed to be a sister, which she's not. You know what I mean? So once again, I tell black people to wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up. Get off your ass and stop relying on and stop waiting for handouts. Get off your ass and get actively in your kid's life so you can try your best to curve, not necessarily break because so much time is gone, but curve the generational curse of what your parents did to you, now you're doing to your kids. Focus on those things. And when you focus on those things, you look past the smoke and mirrors. You look past the bullshit, which is Miss Kamala Harris. You look past that. But when you're living from the surface and you're looking for handouts, and as long as a person is coming and talking sweet enough and pretty enough to black people, they're going to vote for them. That's all I'm saying. Look deeply. Stop being fooled by things. Because half of y'all that's saying she's black, there's no way that you can prove. Why? Because of the color of her skin? And because she said it? Come on, man. I can sit there and tell somebody that I don't know that I'm a millionaire. Right? I could tell somebody that. That don't mean it's true. Even if I say it with the most confidence, that don't mean it's true. So listen to what comes out of her mouth and look at her actions and ask yourself truthfully. Is she a spawn from our ancestors? From those great women in the past? I'm just asking. I think I'm gonna market this because black people need to be checked. Black people need to have a mirror be put in their face and say, hey, look at this. And you need to try to figure it out because this is horrible. So how Trump had to make America great again, I'm going to have to make the black community great again. Make hardworking, honorable, respectable black people. Make black people who walk around with their pants on their waist and not under their ass. Make black people have women that come out and dress more professional and not so revealing, to where she's attracting trash, scum, because her body is her only value. Her will, her faith, her belief system, her morals, principles, her personality. She lacks everything. So she uses that as smoke and mirrors. But like I said, real people can see past the smoke and mirrors and see that there's nothing there at all. So that's all I ask for black people to do, is wake up and start looking into things deeply. Stop looking at things from the surface and look at things deeply. Hold a mirror up to you and say, hey, you are accountable for all the mess that's in your life. You're responsible for that. And from there, try to do the best that you can. But if you guys did enjoy this video, like always, man, make sure you show me some love. Smash that thumbs up button. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, because like I said, man, I think it's time for the black community to be held accountable consistently. I really do. So I got a lot more videos like this coming, man. So stay tuned. I'll see y'all in the next video. I'm out this thing. Peace.